Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe it.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
So what do you mean by we have to get tough? Specifically, Donald Trump, what is the policy in Donald Trump's administration to getting tough?
Well, first of all, we have to, these are sick people, okay? These are sick, evil people that want to destroy this country. And the way we coddle them and the way we're afraid to say anything and we're afraid to say what the problem is and who they are, and they don't want to say radical Islam. They don't want to talk about radical Islamic terrorism. Obama won't even say the words, neither will Hillary Clinton.
But those are just words. What do you mean by getting tough? What do you mean by getting tough, though? Like
we're going to have to hit them much harder over there, and we're going to have to find out. You know, our police are amazing. Our local police, they know who a lot of these people are. They're afraid to do anything about it because they don't want to be accused of profiling, and they don't want to be accused of all sorts of things. You know, in Israel, they profile. They've done an unbelievable job, as good as you can do.
Sure.
But Israel has done an unbelievable job, and they'll profile. They profile. They see somebody that's suspicious, they will profile. They will take that person in. They'll check out, do we have a choice? Look what's going on. Do we really have a choice? We're trying to be so politically correct in our country. Mm-hmm. And this is only going to get worse. This isn't going to get better. And I've been talking to you guys for years, and I've been saying it. This is only going to get worse. And what I said is you have to stop them from coming into the country.
It's obvious he can't control his mind or his tongue. Give him fake briefings.
What does that even mean?
It means they'll tell him stuff. He won't know the difference.
He won't know the difference. Do you really want to be like Israel? Anybody? Anybody? Everybody? Nobody? Need to know. Want to be like Israel? Yes, no. Give us a call, 270-3844, 561-270-3844. Like Israel, yes, no? Because there were 6 attacks in Israel in the last 48 hours. Actually, it was over the weekend. 48 hours, 6 attacks. And, of course, then there was 5 killed in the Jerusalem synagogue terror attack. Yeah, they profile. That works out really well for them, I think. I think that works out, really, really well for them. Let's profile everybody. And, for a little while, I had just tuned in, like in the middle of that little statement there. We must get tough, and, we're afraid of them, and we coddle, and we don't want to call them by their name. I thought he was talking about the neo-Nazi white supremacist Ku Klux Klan. I thought he was talking about the anti-government types. I thought he was talking about the self-deputized militia people. I thought he was talking about the 3% of Americans who own 77% of the guns. And then all of a sudden he has to go and bring up Israel and profiling, and I'm like, have you not read a newspaper since Friday? Have you not looked at a newspaper since Saturday or Sunday or Monday? I mean, how does he sit there and say this crap when the IDF in Israel is bracing for more violence after 5 separate terror attacks over the weekend and 5 people were killed in a Jerusalem synagogue attack? How could he be invoking their success at fighting the terror? It blows my mind. But anyway, since 9/11, as we all know, Donald Trump has done absolutely nothing to pay his respects to the victims of terror, nor has he done anything for the hundreds of workers he sent down there. Oh, yeah, Donald Trump said he had sent hundreds of workers down to the site after 9/11. Not him. No, Hillary went, but he didn't go. He didn't, he could staff it out. Now, he's never mentioned anything about any of the ill effects on their health. People are starting to wonder, see, and now it's time to put together our questions for this debate. And so one of the questions we would like to ask Donald Trump is, can you name one of your friends that died in 9/11? Because he said hundreds of his friends had died. And which of their funerals did you attend? How many memorials for 9/11 fallen have you been to? And can you tell me about these hundreds of workers that you sent down there? How many of them developed ill side effects or ill health effects or mesothelioma or any lung disease or any, ill side effects from all the crap, the glass and the asbestos and all the things that were flying in the air when George Bush said air is perfectly safe? There was really only one candidate that spoke about that, and that would be Ooh, the pressure of the name of another candidate. God, it's so hard because they don't get coverage on the TV. I'll just say something with an H. I remember it's like Harriet, Helen, Hillary, that's it, Hillary. She's the other candidate. Hillary, she was down there, and she actually passed the bill that gave relief to these 30,000 sick workers. So I would really like to know. But yes, Donald Trump, amazing. He really cares about the terror. He cares so much that he did absolutely nothing. And in fact, you know that when they were trying to get this bill passed to clean up down there and to make health benefits available for the 9/11 guys, Donald Trump was AWOL. And, they asked him to sign a letter saying that he supported it for his friends in Congress. And then they sent him a follow-up letter, and they said, haven't heard from you. Could you please sign this letter so we could pass some first responder money? Congress needs your, you buy them. So they want to know what you think. So could you please say you're for it? Thank you. Sign this letter. Never answered the letter. Not once. Never did. So there's Donald Trump in a nutshell on terror and the profiling like they do in Israel. I'm not sold. I'm not even. But if we're going to profile, could we please profile white Christian men who own more than one weapon and strap up to go to freaking Walmart? Could we please profile the people that do the most violence in this country? Because I'll tell you, white supremacists have caused more death and destruction in this country post 2001 than any jihadis have. And Donald Trump is like the white supremacist's messiah. Hillary said this little comment here, and again, she's using this language because she wants people in the media to look into it, and they won't do it. But she said, I don't know if I put it in there, she said that Donald Trump gives aid and comfort to the enemy. This is what she said, and that's straight out of the constitutional definition for treason. Now, if you want to look at the deaths in this country due to, white supremacist, extremist, anti-government, then she's right, because Donald Trump does give aid and comfort to those people. And Donald Trump is, in fact, their cult leader. He is, in fact, their Mashiach. And I don't hear him talking about building a wall around Mississippi or Alabama. Now, you see this list here? You see this big package of paper? This is half of it. It's so heavy. Okay, this is half of it. The other half is behind me. These are the incidences, all of this, of white supremacy. And this pile here is just from 2007 to 2015. This. With photos I have. And here's 2002 to 2007 of white supremacist terror. Here, I'll give you a couple of them, just so you know. Let's see. April 26, 2007. 5 members of the Alabama Free Militia. God. I mean, the terror coverage, if you're Muslim, is like more damaging than the bombs. This guy, okay, he was nuts. His father reported him to the FBI and said, my son is a terrorist in 2014. Did you know that? You didn't know that? His father, this guy right here, this guy in the hospital, his dad reported him to the FBI and said, my son is a terrorist. My son has been radicalized. My son is going to do something. And you know what the FBI did? This great law enforcement that Donald Trump just wants to have sex with and love on and hump their legs while they shoot people across this country who happen to be unarmed. Like Terrence Kutcher, the latest in Tulsa. Or the 13-year-old Tyree, the little boy with a BB gun. That gets like no coverage, have you noticed? But this one guy who killed no one, whose father went to the FBI and said, my son's been radicalized. By the way, this dude has been traveling back and forth from Afghanistan to Pakistan to Afghanistan to Kandahar in Afghanistan to Quetta in Pakistan. You can't just go to Quetta in Pakistan. That is like Taliban Central. That's the tribal areas. You need protection to go into places like that. We drone places like that. He probably saw. How do you even get permission to go to places where we're at war? I don't even understand it. I swear to God, somebody's going to have to explain to me one day because I don't get it. Anyway, in 2011, from 2011 until now, this whole family has been back and forth from Afghanistan to Pakistan and Pakistan to Afghanistan and then back to New Jersey, which is an odd sentence. But his dad reported in 2014 his son to the FBI and said to him, listen, my son has been radicalized. My son stabbed his brother. He's very violent. And then since then, he got married. His wife suddenly leaves like the day before these bombs, failed to go off. One did down in Chelsea. The rest didn't. But he tells them in 2014, know what the FBI does? They open up an assessment. And then they go, oh, he's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. The guy has been back and forth to troubled spots in Afghanistan, to Kandahar, and then he's been to Quetta, Pakistan. I mean, there are places in Pakistan you can't go. Quetta is not one of them. But this country understands nothing, okay? Nothing. So, since this guy is 18, he's been going back and forth. Marries a woman in Pakistan, has another woman here that he's a baby daddy to. Real Muslim, right? I mean, but if a Muslim guy does this crap and the father reports him as being radicalized, nothing is done except after the fact, and then we look at his religious beliefs. Not the fact that he stabbed his brother, he beat his wife. Okay, his oldest brother now is also in Pakistan. The father has been traveling back and forth. And he was a mujahideen. He fought against the Soviets, though, in the 70s. And the FBI sits down with this guy and they go, it's fine. There's nothing here. There's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. And Donald Trump is saying, thank God for law enforcement. We ought to profile, because we could trust them with that, right? We have 45 states that have open carry laws. And you still have 102 black men, unarmed black men, killed by police officers in 2015. What is this, for white people only? This whole country is so messed up over the race issue and the issues of religion. This country has been pulled apart by the Republican Party and now the messiah of white supremacy, Donald Trump. That is what's been going on in this country ever since Barack Obama announced he was running for president. Hence why I only took examples from 2007, which would take me 3 days to read. I'll just read you some. This is 2007, April 26. 5 members of the Alabama Free Militia are arrested in North Alabama in a raid by federal and state law enforcement officers that uncovers a cache of 130 homemade hand grenades, an improvised grenade launcher, a Stenmark submachine gun, a silencer, 2,500 rounds of ammunition, and almost 100 marijuana plants. Now, see, people were with me until I mentioned the marijuana. Then whatever they do is fine. You know that's true. Raymond Kirk Dillard, the founder and commander of the group, pled guilty to criminal conspiracy, illegally making and possessing destructive devices, let's call them what they are, weapons of mass destruction, thank you, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. Other members of the group, Bonnell Buster Hughes, James Ray McElroy, Adam Lynn Cunningham, and Randall Garrett Cole, also pled guilty to related charges. Although Dillard, who complained about the collapse of the American economy, this is 2007. Oh, wait, you were a year ahead of your time, buddy. Wasn't really going to crash till 2008. He was upset about the crash of the American economy, terrorist attacks, and Mexicans taking over the country, reportedly told his troops to open fire on federal agents if ever confronted. No shots are fired during the April raid, and the commander even points out booby trap wires on his property to the investigators. Dillard draws the harshest sentence. He is released in May of 2012. Cole is released in December 2009, got 2 years. Cunningham in June 2009, 2 years. Hughes in January 2009, 2 years. And McElroy in August 2010. They're all out of prison. All of them.
For a commercial-free, on-demand, whenever, wherever listening experience, visit randyrhodes.com for your personal premium podcast today.